Hey, good morning, y'all. So I am on my way to go and pay a ticket that I don't remember getting from like 2 years ago. I got a letter in the mail saying
In 500 feet, use the left 2 lanes to turn left after Waffle House.
I got a letter in the mail saying that
At the light, use the left 2 lanes to turn left to stay on Virginia Avenue.
And my license were on the verge of being suspended.
In 1,000 feet, after the railroad crossing, turn right.
I had to wait until I had the money to pay for this ticket that happened 2 years ago. And hold on. So I'm actually starting to see that I think I had got another ticket in the mail saying that I was driving and I drove around a school bus, and I was like, damn, I don't remember that either. And then apparently the school bus took a picture. I don't know if I was driving, or sometimes I let my dad drive my car, other people drive my car, but this was from a few years ago too, a couple years ago. So I'm starting to see I might have some tickets out there that I need to check on. But either way, I got a little download where I want to come on and record about the time that I got locked up. So I was 18. I was with my ex-husband, and at the time we weren't married, but we had been together for about a year or two, something like that. And I had got my first apartment. So he came to live with me in that apartment, and I think he was still involved with another. Well, I know he was involved with he was cheating on me. So I don't know who he was cheating with, but he was cheating, and we were staying together. So one day he dropped me off at work, and I think this had been some time of us arguing and all of that stuff. So he dropped me off at work, and I had a vehicle. He didn't have one yet. And he left. So got on out the car.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto the I-75 South ramp to Macon.
Eight-hour shift. And then I think I used to get off like at midnight at that time. So I text him, you need to be headed this way. And I didn't get a response.
Turn right onto the I-75 South ramp.
So I get outside, I'm waiting. He's still not there. It's midnight.
In half a mile, use the left lane to take the I-75 South ramp to Macon.
So I'm like, oh my God, why, he not there. So my co-worker at the time was like, they used to call me Shay. She was like, Shay, you gotta ride home. I was like, he's supposed to be here. He ain't here yet.
Use the left lane to take the I-75 South ramp.
So I started off, let's see, I don't want to miss this 75 South. So I was like, I started off walking. I lived on Campbellton Road, but it was
in a quarter mile, merge onto I-75 South.
Fulton Industrial, where Fulton Industrial connects to Campbellton Road. So I started off walking. So I don't remember if she left or whatever, but she ended up
Continue on I-75 South for 4 miles.
giving me a ride home. So I go home, I'm like full of rage. I'm just pissed off. And you know, I'm calling him. I'm calling my ex-husband, and I'm like leaving messages. I'm getting other people to call him. I call his parents. They vouching for him, saying, "Oh, I don't know where yet." You know, they know where yet. So I call myself saying, I'm about to fight. He done took my car. It's 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Everybody done called him. He answering the phone sometimes he hanging up. You know, I'm 18, immature. So I was like, I'm gonna fight. So I go through this thing about how I'm gonna beat them up and all this stuff. I done take the lights down.
In 2 miles, use the right 2 lanes to take exit 235 toward US 19, US Highway 41.
And I jumped when he finally came in. It had to be about 2:30 in the morning, something like that. So I jumped on him, and on my little bitty self at the time, my little swings and all that stuff, they didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing. I think he like choked me out or something like that. So then I told him he had to go. He needed to leave. And he kept saying, well, let me get my stuff out the house. Let me get my stuff. So I told him he couldn't get his stuff. So he went and pulled a fuse box or something out of my car. I had a little, I think it was like a 94 Chevy, something like that. And he pulled all the fuses out of my car. So then we started fighting again, because I'm trying to get the fuses so, you know, he can leave my car and figure out his way home. So I called his parents, and they was like, they not coming to get him. Now, they had cars, but they would rather me deal with him treating me like shit than you know, have him have.
In a quarter mile, use the right 2 lanes to take exit 235 toward US 19,
So
US
they
Highway
went coming to
41.
get him. We out there in at these apartments in the parking lot fighting. It's a guy came out his apartment and saw us fighting.
Use the right 2 lanes to take exit
I worked
235.
at a warehouse at the time, so I went and got my box cutter, and I was waving a box
Continue for
cutter,
3/4 of a
get
mile.
away from my car and all this stuff. The guy outside watching me with the box cutter, not knowing that I've been fighting this dude for like almost an hour. So his parents called the police on me. The police show up, and his parents had told them that I had a knife and I was trying to hurt him and all this stuff. So I told them what happened, and she was, and then my ex-husband told the police that guy over there saw everything that she did. So the police go ask the guy over there. The guy said, yeah, she had a knife and she was trying to cut him. Nobody took into the equation all of what I had experienced, my entire experience. So having to walk from work, get in there, he damn near stole my car, wasn't answering the phone. His parents were supporting.
In a quarter mile, continue straight onto US 19 South, US 41 South.
And abusive, and would not come and help me. So
Continue straight onto US 19 South, US
the
41
police
South.
officer, she put me in handcuffs. So at this
Continue
point,
on US
I'm
19
crying, I'm
South for 4
bawling.
miles.
The police officer, she starts to cry because everything in her told her that this situation is wrong. So she's crying and she's like, do you have anybody you can call? And I was like, no. The only person that I can call, oh, I'm about to cry thinking about this, was I have an aunt. My aunt passed away. I have my auntie Eleanor. She answers the phone. It's like 3-4 o'clock in the morning, and my auntie is like, y'all taking her to jail? She was like, why? She a good girl. She in school. She works. She got her own place. I'm talking about my auntie is vouching for me how good of a person I am. The police officer, all I see is her doing this from the back. She doing this the whole time. So we get there. I can't stop crying. I'm trying to figure out this guy, my ex-husband, he keep taking me through bullshit. He the one who did all this stuff, and he getting off scot-free. So they had me in holding for hours, it felt like. I remember at the time I had pink hair. I had light pink hair, and I worked at this warehouse. I had 2 jobs. Always, never been a lazy girl. I had 2 jobs. I worked at 2 warehouses. One was a little further down, Fulton Industrial, and the other one was a little bit closer to Campbellton Road. And I was in school full time. I was going to school I was a biology major at the time. So my aunt has vouched for me. I'm getting checked into the police station. They done took my mug shots, and it's my first offense. But I think I went on a weekend or something. So I still ended up spending about 4 days in jail. At one of my jobs, I worked for a temp service. So by them not having any communication with me, I think it was a no call, no show, and nobody could get in contact with me, of course, because I'm in jail. So I'm in jail, and my experience in there, I felt like a rat. Like the only way I can explain it, y'all, when you see, like, I like to watch a lot of like research videos and things like that, and you ever see where they researching like mice and various animals, they might have them in like this clear plexiglass box with like mazes, and they put a piece of cheese at this point, and then they buzz the thing, and the door open, and the mouse go through, or whatever animal they running the experiment on. And that's what it felt like. That's what jail felt like to me. Like I was under constant surveillance, but I felt like a mouse almost. So of course I'm getting checked in, and one of the police officers pulls me to the side and says to me, Now you about to go in here with all these people who done did real crimes and stuff. You're gonna need to stop crime. So, oh my God, I haven't talked about this ever. So they take my bra. They give me a like a sports bra. They take my underwear. They give me like some white cotton underwear. All the stories I had heard about prison and all, and jail and all that stuff. So I'm scared to take a shower and bath. I would not take a shower or a bath. The food they gave us, like bologna sandwiches and apples, I couldn't eat. So one of the women who was locked up with me, she cried every night.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Smith Street.
Rubber foam earrings. They were like these little trendy earrings that were like they were like little rubber balls.
At the light, turn left onto Smith Street.
So the lady who was rooming with me in my cell, she asked me for my earrings. So I gave them to him. Every night, y'all, that woman wailed. She cried so hard and loud every single night. And she told me that because I wasn't eating, I wasn't using the bathroom, I wasn't drinking, she told me that she was on probation or something, and she had drugs or something in her system.
In 1,000 feet, turn left onto City Center Way.
All the way to prison this time or something like that. And she was just telling me about it. And she was telling me about how she took care of her kids, and she took care of her kids. She told me she was a good mom. But she had made some mistakes. She didn't know what was gonna happen to her kids. And she was a lot older than me. I was 18. This lady, she looked like, in the face, maybe she was in her 30s or 40s. And
take the next left onto City Center Way, then turn right.
She I believed everything she said. She was asking me for my food. So every time we got something to eat, somebody asked me for my food, I just gave it to them. I couldn't eat. And then I had a friend of mine from high school or middle school. Her sister recognized me in jail, and she brought me some snacks and stuff. I guess she noticed.
Your destination is on the right.
She noticed that I wasn't eating. So she had one of the inmates bring me some food. And I remember they called my name or my number or something. And they called my name and my number. And we went and we got on the buses. I went to court. The public defender said something about I could sign my own bond because I had no prior arrests or anything. And then he explained to me that after a certain amount of time I could have I can get it expunged. So I remember like little bits and pieces of it. Sometimes when I go through like a lot of trauma, I don't know what happens to my brain, but I forget like certain things. I think I went to court, and I think I remember telling the judge something about it was domestic violence, family violence. She reduced the charge to family violence. My ex-husband and his dad came to court. Oh, Lord, my phone. My ex-husband and his dad came to court, I guess, to see what was going to happen. And, I think I stayed in jail maybe about 2-3 more days after that. So it really was about a week. I remember I got out on like a Wednesday or something. And they gave me a ride. My ex-husband's father gave me a ride back to my apartment. I remember that something was going on with Hurricane Katrina at the time. And I know a lot of people from New Orleans had moved here. I don't know why I just brought that up, but I just remembered, like, the weather was really bad at the time. And I went to stopped at the drugstore when I got my car. My car crunked back up. He had left my car there, or they brought me the car, something like that. Went to the drugstore because I had because I wasn't taking a bath while I was in there. I had, I think I had developed like some feminine issues. So I went to the drugstore and then something told me, get a pregnancy test. Got a pregnancy test. Took the pregnancy test. And I was pregnant. I was pregnant. So, I was trying to think. I think maybe I was 19 because I had my first baby at 20. So maybe I was about 19 years old. But that was my first time going to jail. After that, they made me take domestic violence classes and dispute conflict resolution classes. They put me through the whole thing, and I think I had to take these classes for like 8 months. And even in the process, the person who was giving the class kept saying, I got so many thoughts about it. But it was so many women in there who had been the victim of domestic violence. But because that was an option, they had to take the class so they didn't go to jail. And I don't know. I don't know what the purpose of the class was, but to tell women that if somebody puts their hands on you, you shouldn't fight back. You should call the police. And really, that was most of what I got from the course is, that's what is supposed to happen. So I think that experience diminished, like, if you've been following my story and my posts, that experience made me feel even more like if you fight back, you will be punished. And I don't know, I'm sitting out here at the I'm sitting out here at the Jonesboro City Center Municipal Court. I'm about to go pay a ticket, and then I got another one saying I had another ticket. Crazy, I don't remember getting these tickets, but I'm about to go pay this ticket. And I had to just record myself talking about my experience with the justice system. I don't feel like every time a person is locked up that they did something wrong. I don't feel like the justice system is justice for all. I do appreciate police officers, protecting us when it is important. But a lot of the times, the police officers have the government's best interests at heart. So, with that being said, I just wanted to post about that time that I went to jail and I had my pink hair and I got my mug shots. I think I went and had it expunged. I don't even know. I think after maybe a few years, I was still able to see the mug shots. But that event was traumatizing to me. It was so traumatizing, and it has a lot to do with why I dealt with abuse with my ex for so long, because I think it was the fear put into me that I couldn't fight back. So anyway, I hope y'all have a blessed and amazing day. And I wish y'all a lot of good luck.